cannabis. God says stay sober and you only get one chance to live. In the Bible, I'm a nameless. Low life films, I gotta stay where my camera is. Level up. I'm amazed by his grace, and with Jesus I need more than enough.
Here's quickly his last outing with 20 points, and stolen by NP. NP with video game numbers. How about the 60, 20, and 10 triple-double?
An all-time game in league history. NP just doing everything. This guy is a human cheat code.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. They've got Anthony Black. NP out there with Jarris Walker. And it's Pumpkin in at the two-guard. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
And just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmares clamps thus far.
I think the other thing they're doing is they're wearing out the opponent in transition, exploding up the floor for easy chances.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Grizzlies delivered quite a performance. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. A game that nobody will soon forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
Great stuff, Allie. We thank you. In stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Great. He'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contribution. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
Well, when you're coming off a game like he had, you know...
But I understand the time is tough, yeah.
Left in the first quarter. So on the floor for Golden State, they've got Anthony Black. MP is out there with Jarris Walker. And it's Pumpkin in at the 2. And here's MP. Had a career game his last time out. Bucket after bucket. Buries it from 3. MP's got 27. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, B.A., the kind of stat stuffing we've only seen before from Will Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine.
He buries it from 3.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Now here's quickly. Still without a bucket. Walker with a steal. Here's Alston. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. This will be his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And in their last game, he really distinguished himself at the free throw line. You know, so far, I'm pretty impressed with MP's attitude. He doesn't seem like a young hothead. He knows he's got a lot of work to do on his game.
On the wing quickly.
The Holy Spirit that gives me rest. I don't listen to the radio cause I'm not impressed. God is love and he saved my soul when he calls me blessed. From the trap, I can tell you trap up in your sin. Take up your mask,
11 seconds left here in the first quarter. Fisher, that's a 2-point.
Don't say that you can. You can do it right. I will live a true life. I ain't trying to lose sight. No more drinking booze. Jesus, my brother's whole life. Preach the gospel, we got you because the time is near. They know the sky will crack open and then Messiah's here. Ain't about the music, ain't about the cash flow.
11 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ooh, it's stolen away. Here's MP. Uses the glass on the layup. Austin's got 32 points in the game.
It's been an outstanding performance for them in just about every...
All they do is talk about that cash. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. All they do is talk about the trail. I don't feel it. feel it, nah.
Three-pointer hole.
Here's
Mud. Yeah, he gave me out the mud. Mud. Yeah, he made me out the mud. Out the mud.
5 ticks left in the first quarter here. And out of bounds, the Warriors will take it.
Yeah, not a smart move on that pass. Hopefully he'll learn from that.
From deep, MP. Pure from three-point range. MP's got 35 in the game.
They've really built this lead on the back of their perimeter game.
Warriors, and they're up an insane amount going into the break. Their defense has forced a number of key turnovers, giving them a clear advantage on possession. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep. And they have been thus far.
And another area of success for them has been the fast break.
Out the mud, out the mud, ain't baby out the mud, ain't baby out the mud, ain't baby out the mud. Put me in the mud with my sword with me. Preaching God at the club, no we're not tipsy, no we're not silly, no we're not silly. Showing love and telling them about the God in me.
Here's Fisher. No scoring in this one. Greg, you've had a long NBA career, so I'm curious, what's one of the biggest changes you've noticed since you've retired?
Well, you know, one that doesn't get talked about enough. Players these days are just longer, especially in the backcourt and that wing position. It feels like every team has a guy 6'9" or taller that is a pure perimeter player.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Chet Holmgren out there with Black. Then it's MV. And it's Rudy Gobert.
Out the mud, out the mud, ain't baby 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 out the mud.
And we played to the first minute here in the second. They've got Emmanuel quickly, and it's Holmes in at the center position. So that's the 5 of the game for Toronto. In today's game, it seems like running a good offense can come down to getting favorable switches going.
It does. You see so many of the great teams, those competing for championships. What is their primary goal on offense? Find the weakest target defensively and go at them.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Grizzlies was simply terrific. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double. Really just a phenomenal performance from him. Here's hoping we see more of the same from him in this one, guys.
Thanks, Allie. And the only question now...
I'll never be the same. This is you destiny, my destiny, my destiny. This is my destiny, my destiny, my destiny. If they are resting with your legs, I take my pain away. And you calling by my name. I'll never be the same. This is my destiny, my destiny.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
They've got Fisher. Also Emmanuel quickly out there. And Murray Boyle in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
the world is on the throne. Where the sin is true, but tell me I should build a different tone. Everything is
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
They've got Emmanuel quickly, and it's Walter in at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And one key for quality teams in this league, beating the opponents you're supposed to beat. What goes into that, Greg?
Well, BA, they call them trap games. An opponent that, on paper, isn't up to your level, especially when they're missing key guys. The thing is, can you find that juice to take care of business?
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Memphis was simply terrific. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. That night will be etched in people's memories. He was relentless. I'm curious to see how he follows it up. Guys?
Oh, great stuff, Allie. Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
Expect them to go to him early and often.
We are all still talking MP's triple-double, Grant. A 60-20-10 game. My goodness.
Oh, as if 60 points isn't enough. MP adding in those 20 rebounds, 10 assists. Come on, BA. That's just not fair.
Podziemski's checked in for the Warriors. Now here's Black. Taking a look at his production. Averaging just over 8 points a game. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Black's got 6.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
To the left side wing. Walter from outside. Good work defensively by Black.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
It's Podziemski on the wing. Another 3 for Golden State.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Here's Fisher. No points so far. Looking to get back on track. Picked by Holmes. Puts up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Holmgren's got a rebound number 12 here already in the game.
He's just basically a body out there right now, nothing else. The team is struggling, and he hasn't been able to help them out at all. What did he just do? MP showing some insane athleticism.
Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. Now quickly, his last outing he had 20.
With all these labels, you get my tone. I'm making more babies, I'm in my zone. And you'll never touch my school at home.
When I say the truth, they tell me I should use it.
That's tipped. Stolen by MP.
Oh, did you see that?
Boy, the explosive finish at the cup by MP. He might have surprised himself, folks.
Thanks to the AT&T connected cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. Well, when we talk about what it takes to win a championship, star power is often the first thing mentioned.
Well, you know that talent is what wins basketball games at any level. There's no question. You need one star, and more often than that, at least another. But really, overall roster construction is critical.
On the floor for the Warriors. Chet Holmgren out there with Anthony Black. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Brandon Podziemski. And it's MP in at the 1.
Boy, they can't cut into this lead with him going stone cold and only so much time to turn it around.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Memphis was simply terrific. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he registered a triple-double, showing off all of his skills. He was a force of nature in that game. He made the opposition look utterly helpless.
Allie golly, great info there. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
Now here's MP. Non-stop scoring machine right here.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
And so quickly we'll bring it up for Toronto. And after this one, they're at home against Sacramento. That'll be the second and last game of a quick homestand. Alston, pass to Robinson. Here's Black. Back to MP. To the inside. Black outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Potemski. And again, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He has been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's Fisher, covered by MP. Pass to Fisher. They need this.
The sequel in the wages of your sin is people. Chapter 5, verse 20 says, "Good was something called evil."
Now, here's Quickly. Scoreless thus far. Now, you often hear that the skill level in the league has never been higher, Greg. And some say this is the peak of the game. What do you think?
And I'll tell you this, Kevin. I'm not
Hey, stop watching porn, don't be quick, you be born. Hey, stop, you been born to sick you three, you been born. Hey, this is what they said, there's a lot of final form.
Here's Fisher. His last outing, he had 20. And a lot of spot-up shooters now, adding a one-dribble pull-up three to the repertoire.
A bigger nigga, stop with jumping form. Don't say Bronson, calm down, what you about to say? Hey, stop watching porn, there's you know that make you think. Like a stop to listen, really, there's a bitch, I'm like, first point, I think you know what Jesus is, I think she was a
Now, Fisher, right now he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. And people doors talk about the right time for a team to go all in. What goes into that decision?
Well, first and foremost, if you are having a high measure of success, it becomes about how do you sustain this roster to not miss the window to compete for championships. If you're talented and you're winning, how do you do the best you can to sustain that kind of success?
And Golden State's looking at who they've got. Potemski out there with MP. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Anthony Black. And it's Holmgren into the force. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Al LaForce on the sideline.
Look at that, bro. Standing real. Somebody died.
Well, few descriptions more glowing than saying a player is clutch. What, in your opinion, Grant, enables a player?
Stop watching porn, don't be big, you be born, ain't stop, you been born to sing you free, you been born, hey, bitches, like a single nigga, about to follow born, a bigger nigga, big, ain't stop with jumping phone, hey, stop watching porn, don't be big, you be born, ain't stop, you been born to sing you free, you been born, hey, bitches, like a single nigga, about to follow born, a bigger nigga, big, ain't stop with jumping phone.
NGA, a lot of the best defensive teams in the league have some stout zone hooks they can go to. Where do those...
Table, bro. Are you fight for Jesus? Are you sure? Yeah, you'll get banned over here. Wait, what? Yeah, that's right there. I just second, I am here. I'm a shot, I'm a hit. I can see the fire coming down. Let's make that devil squeal.
Golden State on D. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. More teams are playing 5 out-now goals. So if you're coaching, is that a system you'd run?
It is, BA, because so many players come into the league highly.
First Trump that you flag and we'll rip those up on our
I just circuit, I will shut, I will kill. I can see the fire coming down. Let's make that devil squeal. Defend this table.
Greg, you were a point guard. How was that?
My brother's dog defend this table. I am here. I will shut, I will kill. I can see the fire coming down. Let's make that devil squeal. Defend this table. Better than neighbor. But that cake. But this dog defend this table.
And in recent years, we've seen the value of 3 and D wings skyrocket, Richard.